Hey everybody, welcome back to the student channel for another episode. Grab a pen and a paper and let's get to it. L'oppression dans les relations entre les professionnels entendants et les sourds de culture. Dating from the early 80s, scientists and researchers seem to agree as a community on the very pejorative and debilitating depiction of deafness. This article, written by author Harlan presents us with the psychological and institutional approach that has guided the establishment of the dominant narrative regarding the deaf and hard of hearing community. Harlan elaborates a comparative study between a dominated and a dominant group and derives from that study that the mechanism used to oppress the deaf and hard of hearing community are similar to those used by colonizers. Harlan draws a comparison between the colonization of African countries and the belittling of deaf and hard of hearing individuals. Academics such as Levine, Leboeuf, Chess, Fernandez, as well as Diaz are amongst the many authors that have contributed to the nourishment of this oppressive model. Harlan explains how autism is a prescribed professional remedy that the dominant hearing culture has found to cage and enclose a community it does not want to understand or aid. Administrators of this remedy are called the hearing professionals. In few words, Harlan aims to explain that the societal system is built to serve normative, abled bodies and does not want to set appropriate time and policies to understand and address deaf and hard of hearing individuals' needs. He explains that there are political and economic aspects to the marginalization of the deaf and hard of hearing community. Those range from the justification of new created professions to the elaboration of lucrative medication and treatments. Very interestingly, Harlan says that the professionals intervening with deaf and hard of hearing communities create and develop their portfolio by inventing problems they later proclaim to fix. He sees a mask agenda from professionals of the industry who aim to create dependency and silo the deaf and hard of hearing community. This hidden agenda aims to ensure that the professionals become the community's only point of contact and access to society. Some key concepts discussed in this paper are autism, autists, over-medicalization, industry professionals, linguistics, cultural minority. A quick point I believe is important to note in this article is that this article challenges us to do a self-reflective exercise to determine where we stand in regards to minorities and marginalized communities, in this case the deaf and hard of hearing community. Are we active allies or passive oppressors? How can professionals truly address the community's need and also put aside the oppressive mechanism and processes in place? Finally, this article shows us how very early on the dominant narrative instilled that individuals' disability were to be seen as deficiencies when instead they should be seen as simple needs. We all have needs and desires for accommodation. As a solution to this unequal treatment of the deaf and hard of hearing community, Harlan talks about resistance and the reappropriation of those important roles and professions by members of the deaf and hard of hearing community themselves. It is when we realize that above all, dominant cultures need to work alongside but not in place of minorities that we can hope for a more equal and just society. If this quick article summary has helped you out, don't think about it twice. Drop a like, subscribe, share this with a struggling friend, and as always, see you next time. Bye bye.